national headlines as officials confirmed one of the 3 people shot and killed was rapper King Von from Chicago, who was here last night with friends. APD says the gun battle took place in 3 different spots near Trinity Avenue, where a total of 6 people were shot. 3 have. One of them, a rapper Davon Bennett, who goes by the stage name King Von.
A 22-year-old man named Timothy Leaks is reportedly facing felony charges in connection with the death of King Von.
The final 48 hours of King Von, a complete timeline. November 6th, 2020, 3:20 a.m. On the early morning of November 6th, 2020, King Von became one of 5 people shot outside Monaco Hookah Lounge in Atlanta. The incident, which occurred around 3:20 a.m., involved 2 groups of men arguing outside the establishment, leading to gunfire. 2 off-duty police officers working security that night engaged in the shootout, prompting a full investigation by the Atlanta Police Department to determine whether they were involved in Von's death. November 4th, 2020, the celebration begins. Late evening. King Von was in Atlanta, Georgia, celebrating the release of his debut studio album, Welcome to O Block, which had dropped just days earlier. His career had reached its peak. Every day, new audiences were discovering his music, and there was no question he was on the verge of superstardom. But Von's biggest obstacle wasn't external, it was himself. The Chicago connection. Von came from the notorious Parkway Gardens housing projects on Chicago's South Side. Before ever stepping into a recording booth, he was deeply entrenched in street life. He only turned to rap after beating a murder case in 2017. This authentic background made his music resonate powerfully with listeners, leading to his explosive rise just 1 year later. However, when someone lives the life Von did before fame, it's difficult to leave that mentality behind, even after finding an escape through music. This made Von unafraid to engage in beefs with other rappers, a tendency that would prove fatal. The NBA YoungBoy situation. While in Atlanta, an ongoing conflict between King Von and rapper NBA YoungBoy had been intensifying for months. On November 4th, DJ Akademiks invited Von onto his podcast to publicly address their issues. During the conversation, Von assured his fans there was no real problem, just the internet amplifying things. He was unaware that in less than 48 hours, everything would end. Von's words on the podcast.
Nah, hell no. Ain't no rap beef, and it ain't no real beef unless somebody got shot or something, or unless somebody... They be saying that a lot. It's like we got the same issues, and then, you know how the internet will try to make it...
Don't tell me y'all got problems over girls.
No, it's the internet, gang. It's the, you know, they try to make it like...
The escalation. The issues had been building since months earlier when photos of King Von with NBA YoungBoy's ex-girlfriend surfaced online. From that point forward, the 2 rappers made their mutual dislike clear through a series of social media posts. With 2 artists of this magnitude going back and forth, it was only a matter of time before others got involved. One of those people was Quando Rondo, an artist and close friend of NBA YoungBoy. Though Von and Quando were once cool, that had changed. Critically, Quando was from Savannah, Georgia, only a 4-hour drive from Atlanta. November 5th, 2020, the final day, 11 p.m., departure to Opium nightclub. Just 5 hours before his death, King Von woke up and gathered his entourage. This included himself, his manager, and approximately 20 others. They headed to Opium nightclub, where Von was set to make an appearance and promote his new project. Von climbed into his bulletproof Dodge Hellcat, followed by 8 other vehicles filled with friends and associates. The convoy arrived at Opium around midnight. Von's manager immediately noticed something was off that night. He couldn't put his finger on it, but Von didn't seem like himself. It was almost as if he knew something was coming. They stayed at Opium for a few hours. Everyone appeared to be enjoying themselves, and fans uploaded videos of Von at the club. From all appearances, everything seemed normal. These would be the last videos of King Von smiling that the world would see. Around 2 a.m., just 2 hours before his death, Von gathered his crew and they left the venue. According to his manager, everyone assumed they were heading back to their Airbnb. But somewhere along the route, they lost track of Von's car. After realizing they'd lost him, they began calling his phone to find out where he'd gone. It was very unlike Von to leave without saying anything. Von's manager's account.
I think we're about 8-10 cars deep, 20-25 on entourage. Everybody mind leaving the club is that we're going to the hotel and the Airbnb, because that's normal routine.
Von's manager and, more importantly, his security typically went with him everywhere. After calling, they discovered Von had rerouted to an after-hours hookah lounge across town. The final hour, Monaco Hookah Lounge, 2:45 a.m. Arrival and the wait. A little before 3 a.m., Von pulled up to Monaco Hookah Lounge, but decided to wait in his car while the rest of his entourage was still en route. About 15 minutes passed. Von remained in his bulletproof vehicle, staying warm. His manager, followed by 6 other cars, finally pulled up to the parking lot. The manager got in the car with Von, and once again, he felt something was off. They stayed inside while the rest of the entourage wondered what was happening. It was a cold night, so they too decided to wait in their cars. After a few minutes of conversation, Von's manager convinced him it was time to go inside. 3:15 a.m., security sweep. Von let his security team know he was ready to enter, so they performed their standard procedure. Security went into the club first to check for any threats, a normal protocol before Von entered any venue. Because they couldn't bring weapons into the club, security left their firearms in their cars. Right as they were about to walk in, one of Von's friends alerted him that Quando Rondo was in a car just a few feet away. The critical question. It remains unknown whether Von received a tip that night about Quando being at the club, or if it was pure coincidence that he rerouted to the exact location where they'd both end up. It's possible it just happened that way, but this could also explain why Von seemed off. Perhaps he knew something no one else did. Normally, Von was calm, collected, and soft-spoken. Having lived the life he did in Chicago, he knew how to handle tense situations. But on this night, Von reacted before anyone could intervene. He immediately jumped out of his vehicle, jewelry and all, not knowing if Quando was alone or if he had people with him. Only moments later, the two came face to face. Just as Von had spoken about before, it was on sight. He threw punches at Quando even before words could be exchanged. Others rushed over as the fight broke out. What Von didn't know was that the white vehicle Quando was standing next to had members of his crew inside. Only seconds after the fight started, a gunshot from just a few feet away rang out, striking Von on his side and catching him completely off guard. The gunman, later identified as Lul Tim, came out from behind the car and fired multiple shots. Von was hit 3 to 4 times. His manager was also shot in the leg. The 2 off-duty police officers working security reacted immediately and returned fire into the crowd. Investigators later confirmed that the shots that injured Von came from Quando's side, not from the police officers. The police hit 3 people in total, including Lul Tim. Von lay in the street, holding on to Quando until Louis, one of Von's close friends, broke up the fight. There were injuries on both sides. Instead of waiting for ambulances, both crews dragged their wounded into cars and sped off to the emergency room. According to those in the vehicle with Von, he remained conscious throughout the ride, even telling one of his friends to calm down, that he was going to be okay. 3:32 a.m., Grady Hospital. Just moments apart from each other, both crews arrived at Grady Hospital, less than 10 minutes away. Quando started a live stream of himself helping Lul Tim inside the building, apparently trying to document events in case Von's people confronted him. No further violence occurred after the initial conflict at the lounge. Shortly after 4 a.m., King Von, along with 2 others who were shot that night, succumbed to their wounds, His life and career cut tragically short at just 26 years old. Legal aftermath. Lul Tim was arrested at Grady Hospital, where he was treated for his wounds before being taken into custody. He posted bail the same day and awaited trial for the murder of King Von. The cycle continues. In the aftermath, the violence didn't end. As one person close to the situation explained, when he killed somebody, everybody got involved, somebody related to him or somebody close to him. You kill him, not everybody that he was close with is trying to kill you. It's another ending, or they gonna kill somebody closer. It don't stop to everybody. All the people that play in the game, he's gone. It's the last man standing. You're gonna be in jail. You're gonna die. Reflection. King Von's death on November 6, 2020 represented more than the loss of a rising star. It was another chapter in the ongoing cycle of violence that continues to claim young lives in hip-hop. His album Welcome to O Block had been released just 1 week earlier. He was at the absolute peak of his powers, finally achieving the success he'd worked for after surviving Chicago's deadly streets. But the mentality forged in those streets followed him to Atlanta. In one impulsive moment, everything he'd built was gone. The final 48 hours of King Von's life tell the story of a talented artist caught between two worlds, unable to fully leave behind the life that made his music authentic. But that authenticity ultimately cost him everything.